Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, I feel like, this is going to be a teachable moment for the scene of Olivia, Abe, Lonnie, and Eli. I want to make sure I have that all right. And Paulina. I almost forgot about her. So, after Abe makes up with Paulina, they go back to Paulina's place because he wants to sit there and meet quote unquote Big Mama. Um, and when he gets there, she is hella rude. I'm not a fan of this character so far. I know a lot of people sit there and say, "Oh, she's just being sassy, yada yada yada," and I'm just like, no, 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 no. She's being rude. There's a difference. There's a far, far, far difference. And even before Abe got there, when Lonnie was not there talking to her, because Olivia had to sit there and lie about the reasons why she came to town to, talk to Paulina or get her straight or whatever. And she made up some BS about how, oh, I don't think it's right because, Tamron and Abe were together for a while and blah, 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 blah. There's one part where she threw in the Bible, and I was just like, all right, see, I already was not like caring about your little BS reason of why you don't think that Paulina and Abe should be together. I was already just not caring. The minute you was into saying, oh, well, and the Bible says, and I was like, nope, 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 no, 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 no. We're not going to sit there and use the Bible to justify, well, you being judgmental of Paulina's relationship with Abe. I can't stand when people do that. Using the Bible as some sort of an excuse for why you feel the way you feel. It's like when people try to use the Bible to justify their, hatred towards people that like the same sex. I'm not a fan of it. If you don't like it, that's one thing. You don't sit there and use the Bible as an excuse to justify your BS hatred. Something about that irked me. And yeah, I know it wasn't about the whole, oh, thou shalt not cover thy whatever she said. It was really just as a way to not tell Lonnie about the truth. But it just irked me. It really irked me. And so when Abe gets there, he's being all nice to her and she's just being rude. And it bothers me because, yeah, to be honest, I'm actually going pretty light on her. And I'm going pretty light on her because of her age. But I don't feel like her age should give her, I don't feel like her age should give her a free pass to sit there and act the way she was acting with Abe. He was meant to say, oh, I can call you Big Mom. You can call me Olivia. I'm like, lady, I can call you a whole bunch of other names. Okay? Let's just be real for a minute. But after a while, Abe was like, listen, you and Paulina need to catch up. This is after the twins wake up and they're hungry and they're tired. So, Lonnie, Eli's like, we're not doing a whole dinner thing. We're just going to kind of just call it a wrap. So they leave. And Abe was like, listen, why don't you spend some time with your mother to get acquainted, catch up. I'm just going to head out. And when he left, even Paulina was like, yo, he left because you were being hella rude. And she's all like, oh, well, I'm sorry. No, you're not. I can't stand when people sit there and say that. Oh, I'm sorry for being rude. You weren't sorry for being rude. You were totally, you were totally aware what you're doing. Sit there and say you're sorry is an insult. But, Olivia practically reminded Paulina that, listen, you going back out with him. And I get why she was trying to act the way she was acting, but it irked the living hell out of me, and I just didn't care at that point. But Olivia was like, listen, you're practically on borrowed time. Yeah, you got back together with him, but if that comes out, he's going to kick you to the curb. Lonnie is gonna hate your guts, and it's just not gonna end well. So Pauline is pretty much like, I gotta pretty much take the secret to my grave. Yes, you're gonna have to do that regardless if you got back together with him or not. It is what it is, and you're not gonna sit there and tell the truth because Big Mama says not to. I this character isn't working for me. It's not working for me at all. Allie and Trip. So yeah, Trip pretty much says I love you, and Allie pretty much says she can't say it back. But she doesn't really give a reason, a really good reason why. She just basically says, well, I've had other boyfriends and it's never been serious, and, I'm scared or whatever. I can't really give her an answer. She kind of just was all over the place with her response. And Trip, being a good guy that he is, tried to basically make it okay for her. But with that being said, I don't know how he managed to do it, but he got a page. I don't know how he managed to do it, but he got a page and was like, hey, listen, I got to go back to the hospital. I know, I said I was off, but life of med student. So he leaves. He leaves and he goes to Kayla's. And Allie leaves and she goes to Marlena. Pretty much they're both trying to get counsel about what to do about this whole thing and how to go about their relationship. And at first, Trip blames herself for trying to push, Allie feels like he was pressuring her, and, Kayla was like, no, you're fine. She talks about the trauma and how maybe she's just not really ready, but she'll get there, and the fact that she's in a relationship with you it shows a lot of progress, you should take that to heart because you're a part of that progress. But Trip still doesn't feel uneasy about the whole thing. And now more than ever, he's sitting there feeling like Chanel is the reason why she can't move on, why she can't sit there and say she loves him back. And so that's pretty much where he's at. And the same thing with Allie. Allie tells Marlena, listen, I had a dream about Chanel and maybe I'm not over her. And the fact that she said that, when she found out that Chanel was seeing somebody else, she got jealous. And I said this from the beginning. I was like, Allie is going to make a whole mess out of this situation. And true to form, that's literally what she's doing. I don't know if it's buyer's remorse. I have no idea what it is. Maybe, I feel like with Trip, maybe it was the safer option. Maybe she just was not ready to have any sort of feelings for, because she said that, she's not into girls and maybe this whole thing is new for her. She doesn't know how to respond. But the problem is, this is what Marlena says, before you move on, sort out your feelings with Chanel because you're just going to wind up hurting Trip in the process. I mean, she came over there and she felt guilty. Hell, she felt guilty the entire time after she didn't sit there and say she loved him back. She felt guilty then. She felt guilty when she was Marlena. And I'm like, bro, you need to do something about your feelings because you are already making a mess out of the situation. You're starting to make a mess. Fix it before it gets worse. I mean, with Allie being messy, it makes for drama and it makes for good TV. So it works on that front. But at the same time, she's a messy character. And she seems like one of those type of people that don't really think ahead before she actually decides on what to do. Given her past, just partying in London, not worrying about a job or anything like that, she's not used to, I don't know, I guess using her brain. So it's like, I feel like she's going to make a whole mess out of the situation before it actually gets sorted out. So, good job, Allie. Good job. Now, Chanel, is, having a good time with Johnny. And Johnny's like, yo, let's go back to my place because they kissed in public. And now they're like, everyone's looking. So Johnny's like, all right, let's go back to my place. So they go back, start making out, starts getting all heavy. I knew at some point that Chanel was going to back off because I felt like she wasn't sure about going over his place. but she did it anyway. She did it anyway because she wanted to sit there and try to prove to herself that she was over Allie. So they go over there. Things start getting hot and heavy. The looks on her face between Julie's place, Johnny's place, kind of explained it all. She stops it. She stops them making out because she's like, do you have protection? And, John's like, no, but I'll be back in 20 minutes. And, that's when Chanel's like, all right, maybe it's a good idea, because, we're like rushing things. And that's when Johnny's like, yeah, you're not over her, are you? Because she's all like, oh, let's just hang out. Let's just talk. So Johnny's like, all right, let's talk. You're not over her, right? And Chanel's like, oh, wow, is this what you sit there and do to girls that you bring back? Sweetheart, you just literally said that you want to hang out and talk. So we're hanging out and talking. And, Chanel opens up and she's like, yeah, she felt like, she said maybe she's using, because Johnny was like, you're trying to use me to get over her. And Chanel agreed. And to be honest, Johnny handled it a lot better than most people would have. Because most people would have felt like they were used and they would have felt angry and hurt and be like, yo, kick rocks and get out. But Johnny, was like, yo, he handled it in the same situation. He handled it the same way Philip handled Gabby using him to get over Jake. So, I think she kind of, I don't know if she says it to him, but she kind of agrees that she needs to, I think she says to him that she needs to get over, being with, not Allie, but being with the other girl, need to sit there and find a way to get over it. So she leaves, she talks to Allie, and she tells her about the whole bank thing and everything's getting ready to go with Sweet Bits, and, then she's all like, they talk for a little bit, and then she says she loves her, like, whatever. And then Allie hangs up the phone, and Allie just has that. I'm really trying not to come down too hard on Allie, but like every time she has that puzzled look on her face, like she doesn't know what she's doing, I'm just like, listen, I get it. Allie's young, and we all don't have all the answers when we're at a certain age, especially between 20 and 30. We don't have all the answers, or at least between 20 and 26, 27. I mean, we don't have the answers ever, but I get that she's young. She's gonna be sitting there making these mistakes. It's just we're watching her play out these mistakes, and I guess it's hard not to sit there and judge when we're literally seeing it. But I guess it's easy for me to sit there and judge because, well, when I was in my early 20s, I didn't exactly have everything together when it came towards the relationship. So I am trying with Allie. I really am. And final scene, I think, let me double check my notes, is Xander and Gwen. Gwen comes over to sit there and thank Xander for, looking out for her and taking a rap and everything like that and spending the night in jail and, sacrificing himself so that way, she didn't feel like she would have to lose her father. So she's all thankful and all, well, I mean, she came in there and he didn't have her shirt on, so we already know where that was going to go. But she's being all thankful and everything like that. So, of course, one thing leads to another, and they have sex. It's so weird because I'm sitting there looking at this scene, and I remember, and I didn't sit there and say this, the guy on General Hospital named Maurice Bernard, he has a YouTube channel called State of Mind. One of the guests he had on there was the woman that plays Sarah Horton. So, definitely check it out. It's called State of Mind. I'm going to try to link it in the description box below. Yeah, that was pretty much about it. Yeah, I'm going to try to link it in the description box below if I can find the video. I think that's about it. I don't think I really missed too much of anything else. I mean, there really wasn't a lot going on with Xander and Gwen except for she was grateful. They played mattress tag, and that was pretty much about it. Now, here's the thing, and I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, we should cancel him or whatever, but you know, she's being all grateful for him just really doing a noble thing. And, you know, she's all like, you know, this is the first time somebody's done something really, you know, just noble and just nice for me and stuff. And, you know, Xander was like, yeah, I guess that was, you know, like it's a new thing for me too. But let's, you know, I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where it's like Gwen tries to make Xander a better person or whatever, and I'm just like, all right, listen, I get that a lot of people like Xander, but let's not forget the fact that the minute that Sarah was gone, he was prepared to sit there and kill Lucas and Sammy for money because he just did not give a damn. So whatever sort of altruistic moments that he may have, um, he might have actually did it out of the kindness of his heart, but not sit there and kind of bring up his past because I know everyone has a past, but let's just remember this is the same guy who was gonna kill two people for money. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I don't honestly think that he's gonna change, and even if he does, at this point, I'm like, this guy could literally sit there and save a bus full of children going to Sunday school. And I would still sit there and say, you know what, at any moment, this guy could sit there and still flip. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video.